Are you a 59-year-old man who thinks that the fence problem between you and your neighbor can be solved with a gun? Are you also a 59-year-old man who thinks a surveying tool is a pistol? No? Well, this guy is.
Hey, asshole.
How you doing today,
Tall
Jeff?
asshole. And I see you got the slut out.
Your mom out here?
Huh? Did you smell your upper lip?
Shoot, 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 shoot.
Oh, God.
Fucker pull a gun on me.
Oh, God. Oh. Motherfucker.
This event actually took place in 2017, but I was able to find a news story on it. So, according to the news story that I was able to find on this, the sister of the defender blamed the shooting on an ongoing fence dispute with this other guy who had been badgering her brother for years. But the interesting part is that Weigel, the guy, the older gentleman, rents a room from the owner of the property that he was mowing. She said the gun that he was using was hers and he did not have permission to use that gun. Dude literally stole a gun so he could go and brandish it at his neighbor because of a fence, bro. He took it from under her pillow before he went out to mow the lawn. For why? Because he doesn't like where the fence is? Okay, here's the other question that I have is, why is he so concerned with where the fence is when he's renting from this lady who owns the property? It's not even his property. Like, what? The older gentleman with the potty mouth was long-range hole punched 4 times in the chest and actually was in critical condition in the hospital, but it seems like he lived. And someone in the comments is like, oh no, he lived. Great. Now they still have to live next to each other. So he was charged with criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon. But I think he should have also been charged with theft of a firearm. He didn't have permission and he stole it from her and used it in the commission of a crime. I would assume that that would bring additional charges, would it not? I don't know. Maybe they feel that criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon is enough, considering his age and the fact that that alone will probably get him enough time to probably die in prison, but who knows? I mean, he's going to be in prison for quite a while because, according to the county sheriff, Doug Cox, a concerned citizen emailed police and said Weigel was threatening to leave the hospital and hurt Keller. Police obtained a warrant, went and arrested him, and now he's serving jail time, and jail staff are watching him at a rehab facility. So not only did he apparently steal a gun, threaten his neighbor over a fucking fence, he also was either an alcoholic or a drug addict. Suffice it to say, that woman is probably terminating his lease, so he's probably not going to be a problem neighbor for much longer. You know, aside from the fact that he's going to jail. The 49-year-old firefighter who took the shots at the guy was ruled that it was self-defense and seems like he's perfectly fine and not going to be charged. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but that was very clearly self-defense. I mean, old dude really needs to work on his anger management issues. But I suppose when you get that old, you don't really give a damn anymore. So anyway, guys, let's just go ahead and take a look at this video and do some breakdown here. So first things first, guys, you can see very clearly that this guy is holding a gun. Now, to me, that looks like some sort of revolver. I don't know about you guys. You guys tell me in the comments down below what kind of gun you think it is. I think it's a revolver. But the defender here just immediately jumps right into action. I mean, he has about half a second where he's like, oh, that's a gun, because I don't think you expect that your neighbor is going to try to shoot you over a fence dispute. So I can't blame him for being startled and taking half a second to kind of compose himself. But you'll see he jumps into action really fast. Now I know what some of you guys are going to be thinking. Okay, that first barrage of bullets, sure, I get it. The middle section where they were a little more spaced out, okay. The last like two, why? And okay, here's the thing. We can't actually see what he is seeing because of where this camera is situated. We already know that it was clearly self-defense. We know that the guy fell off of the lawnmower. But what we can't see is whether or not the gun is still in his hand, right? And we could see him moving, right? We could see him moving for a little bit, but we can't actually see whether or not the gun was in his hand. So, based on that alone, I'm not going to make any judgment calls. Because if the defender is looking down at this guy, and he's still seeing him moving, and he's seeing that the guy still has a gun in his hand, then yeah, those follow-up shots would make sense. But we can't see that. Only he knows whether or not that was or not. And quite honestly, the irrational nature of this older gentleman who started this confrontation makes me believe that he probably still had the gun in his hands. I mean, come on, man. You're going to pull a gun because you don't like, I don't know, the color of the fence, the chicken wire on the fence? Like, what exactly was your problem with the fence that you felt the need to draw a gun? It seems like he shot at pretty decent splits, and honestly, I think the only reason he didn't hit more is because if you heard it, like, he hit the posts more than once. He hit it a couple times. So he's probably hitting this wood post, he's probably hitting the metal post, and so those are deflecting the shots or stopping the shots even. So the fact that he only hit him 4 times out of all of those shots. I mean, he also fell on the other side of that lawnmower. So, I mean, you've got a lot of, like, actual stuff to stop rounds from actually hitting the suspect here. So, I'm not really going to fault him on not being able to tell whether or not he put the guy down, because he's still moving. He's behind a bunch of objects that can, if not stop, definitely deflect bullets. So, and he's shooting through brush, so he's also not able to clearly identify, possibly, I don't know what he's seeing, but it could be that he could not clearly identify whether or not the gun was still being pointed at him or not. So I'm going to say that this was still 100% justified, and I'm not the only one that thinks that, because law enforcement also thought that, and it was ruled a self-defense shooting. Now, you'll see here in a second that the guy gets up, and it looks like he does not have the gun in his hands anymore, which is good because he didn't get shot anymore. No gun in his hands. The defender did not shoot him anymore, and this guy made it to the hospital.
Oh,
But you can see here he's still moving.
Fucker pulled a gun on me.
You can't really tell
oh God.
from this angle. You can tell he's still moving, but you can't tell whether or not that is or is not, still holding a gun. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it was a justified use of self-defense? I think it was, because dude's on his own property, gets a gun pulled on him by his neighbor over a dumb fence dispute, which is not something that a gun should be coming out for, and he took steps to protect himself and also his wife or girlfriend. I'm not exactly sure who was there, but he protected her as well. And you know what? The neighbor is not dead, so you know, that's a good thing. But on the flip side of that, he's going to be going to jail for probably a very long time. Which, I mean, when you come to think about it, kind of solves the fence dispute, does it not? I mean, neighbor's not going to be living next door to him anymore, so, fence dispute over. Anyway, guys, if you like that video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Click all the buttons everywhere and drop a comment down below. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys next time.